So we're out here in the National Forest. I think this is the Manti La Sal National Forest, and with the Boy Scouts. And today we are building shelters for the Wilderness Survival Merit Badge. And they're all, you can kind of hear them, they're all back in there. But I'll take you guys back and we'll look at what they're building. Oh, this is what we're eating for dinner. So even though this isn't a requirement for the merit badge, we'll show them how to kill rabbits and skin them and eat them. And in case you're wondering, I did talk with all their parents and they're all just fine with us doing this. So let's go look at some of their shelters. I guess before we go look at shelters, let's look at some of I call it motivation for building a shelter. So I mean, obviously the motivation to build a shelter is that they learn and they earn a merit badge, but I always try to up the ante a little, and so I have prizes, and it's kind of a competition. So I have 4 prizes. I have these 2 knives. These are Mora 511s. Let me get it out of the... Alright, so these are some of the prizes. If you look at the knife, this is just a Mora 511. I got 2 of them. So first, well, there's 2 knives for a prize. And then I have this Colgan ferro rod, and then I also have the stainless steel water bottle. So those are the 4 prizes. I also, for their shelters, I give them space blankets. So I bought a big pack on Amazon, 12 of them, and they each get a space blanket to integrate in their shelter. So there's 4 scouts that are doing it, and so they each the best shelter gets to pick first from the 4, second place gets to pick second, and so on. That's the motivation. So here's something interesting. This shelter was built 2 years ago. We came down here 2 years ago for the 3rd time, and we built this guy. One of the scouts built this guy, and it's still here. I think I'll show a picture of it when it was brand new, or when he built it. I'll throw that in because I still have the picture. But 2 years later, it's still pretty good. Kind of neat. Let's go look at, I guess before, just to show you the area. You know, this area has lots and lots of trees down. There's a lot of down trees, a lot of shelter potentials, a lot of dead branches everywhere, all over the ground. So when I come here, I'm not worried about them really destroying anything, because this is the way it is. So they're able to, you know, they have lots of building material. They also kind of can see how the older boys built their shelters to kind of give them ideas, help them do it right. So let's go look at some of their shelters as they're building it. Okay, so we have one of the scouts' shelters. He's working on it. He's got these. It's between these 2 trees. He's working hard. As you can see, he's layered the space blanket in between for waterproofness, and now he's covering it with stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. That looks like a pretty good one. And then there's the entrance, and he has a sleeping mat under there. I'm letting him use a sleeping mat. and a sleeping bag, but that's it. Not bad. Okay, here's another shelter, if you can see it. So it's this tree, and then so he's kind of stacking it on the tree. Let's put some mats down. That's the entrance. And he's covering it up. We'll see what it looks like when he's finished. Okay, here's another shelter. Leaning against the tree, this big long tree. He's using that as half. And then stacking everything underneath. And he's taking stuff off. Looks good. Okay, so here's the duo, the two guys making these two shelters next to each other. Here's one. Basically, there's a log that runs all the way down there, and it goes way back there. And it's on top of another log right here. So this half of the log is one shelter, the other half is another. You can kind of see the space blanket. So he's got it branched over, space blanketed, and now he's covering it with fur, Douglas fir. And then walk over here. You have the other one. See, one shelter, another shelter. They're doing really well. They'll be dry, that's for sure. You can kind of see the space blanket
I'm trying to cover
underneath this one as well. Oh, if I don't break it.
That's my goal. Make sure that none of the space blankets show up.
Yeah. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
You're looking good. I'll come back when it's finished. All right, here's a leader's shelter. He's trying to make it big.
Yeah.
So you see he's using a tarp. He's not going for the merit badge, he's just going for fun. This is definitely fun. Look at that. So here it is. So that's the inside. Looks good. Yeah. Maybe I'll come back when it's finished. Your shelter. Why don't you point it?
Because I can't think of anything.
Okay, well go stand next to it. Okay, this is my son who is 7. He built this shelter. Where's the in?
Right here.
Oh, so you go in there, and then there's a log, so you go underneath the log. So he's still building it. But he's doing good. He might have lost interest to finish it though. So we're in the middle of skinning rabbits. I did one already, and now we're doing the second one, and they're trying to.
Number 3.
They're trying to get used to they're petting number 3 a lot, it seems.
Because it's less violent and baby.
We're cutting that guy's head off, and
Sadly, they didn't.
Pull it, start pulling.
That was like just
teaching them
getting
how to
far
skin.
away from any bushes.
So I've never cooked a rabbit like this before, but put it on the stick,
It's like, here's our fire.
put it over
We're
the fire.
camping.
Once the fire is cold, more coals, I'll do it.
Cats are watching it.
So let's see how these turn out. I've got barbecue sauce to put on them. Never done it like this before, so I don't really know if this works or not. One way to find out.
No.
Alright, so this is the finished product.
We'll put that up later.
If you look, there's a glow stick above it. That's what I put up so that I can find him in the middle of the night. This one you can barely tell. It's shelter. You just put a lot of things on top of it.
You put whole trees on top of it. What do you need? The only tree I actually put on there was that one. Whatever.
There is a lot of stuff.
And this. You put this and this.
Yeah, this is a log.
Okay, so here's another one.
That time of the night.
Pretty tight. Space blanket integrated inside as well, like all the other ones.
Sometime after midnight or
I was just going to stay
Looks good.
there and try to sleep.
There's another shelter. Finished. Looks very covered up. Hard to get inside. I think the sides on you get in on the side.
And it's made from the same.
Well, you get in from here, you just move the insulation back, and then you
Oh.
scoot down, and then you can move it back on.
Very good. Here's the next shelter. Again, you use the log for one side and pile stuff on the next side. Space blankets integrated in the middle.
Almost says that one that it was cozy but squishy.
Here's another shelter. Finished. This one has a lot more room inside, it looks like.
How'd you find this?
Here's another one. One of the leaders built this one. Trying to light a fire with a magnifying glass.
Jelly beans.
Yum.
See if you can get anything done. So see if we can get him to teach him how to use a ferro rod.
You can do it, EJ.
Alright, so let's see if he can
You lost it up in the interest.
get that sucker going.
I wonder if someone found it. Hey, a knife!
probably.
I don't think so, because you might have lost it in the campsite, and no one usually goes off the trails. So it might still be there. Sitting on how much
Here's the view from our campsite. Not bad. Overall, it's been a pretty good wilderness survival camp out for the boys. They built shelters. They did a little bit of fire lesson. Talked about wilderness survival. It's been fun. Now it's about time to go home.